Yo, game replays. It's that time again. It's Sunday night at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. GMT, and that means it's time for Sunday Night Fights. Let me hear some noise in the rafters. This is Ami Polizei Funk. I am here with my favorite co-casters, Biosparks and Yoink. Bio will be joining me for the first game of Sepha versus Caught. But first, right now, let me take you to the juice. Let me take you to the good stuff. Bud, cue it. Welcome back, Game Replays. This is Ami Polizei Funk. I am here to bring you episode 3 of Sunday Night Fights. I am here with my esteemed co-caster and an analyst, Biosparks. What are we going to be seeing tonight, Bio?
Well, we're pretty lucky that we even got to see this game at all, since there was a bit of confusion. You know, Seph was like, I didn't know there was a game, what was it, third round place, and yeah, so we're definitely going to have a treat here. So we're going to see the game that almost never happened, and obviously that would be such a shame to happen. So we're definitely going to have a lot of fun tonight. I'm sure this is going to be a very sick series and definitely one to remember.
Yeah, this is wonderful. You know, we didn't plan on casting the third place game. It was supposed to be played on the evening of the finals last Monday, but they wound up crossing some wires, so it didn't get played. And originally it was just planned to be a best of 3, and now we've expanded it to a best of 5. This is Sepha versus Caught, two of the greatest players in the game. They made it all the way through those rounds of 128 players in tournament number 19, all the way to the semifinals, and Seph fell in 2 relatively unsatisfying games to Seb, one of which was a disconnect. And Caught fell to Aimstrong, the eventual tourney winner. So, you know, there's no shame in losing to those two guys. But I am very excited to have Sepha, COH expert, former director of the section on game replays, a real old-school COH pro, here with us for our Sunday Night Fight episode number 3.
Absolutely. I mean, just looking at the two big names going at it, you know, like Caught is very known for his Panzer Elite play, which is going to be very interesting to see if at some point Sepha chooses Brits, because a lot of people, including myself, have trouble with the Panzer Elite versus Brit matchup, so hopefully he's thought of a plan to counter that sort of difficulty. But I'm just really looking forward to getting these games like underway and just providing such a good and entertaining series.
All right, so Game 1 and Game 2 in this Best of 5 series will be on Uncle Sam's 1v1 Duclair map. And once we get this game started, we can talk a little bit more about the map. But I'm going to be following Caught. So, Bio, if you would follow Sepha, Caught will be on your screen. He will be the red pieces, and he will be the U.S., and Sepha will be playing where. So I'm about to get this started. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
All right, we're at 5 seconds, and our backup sender, Budwise, big shout-out, big wubs to Budwise for coming in here and bringing us SNF 3 in glorious 1080p. He's replacing NTD, who couldn't do the sending tonight, but might be back next weekend. So thank you, Budwise. Thank you, Budwise. He got everything working. As you can see, our overlay is shining in all its glory. But anyway, so I'm paused on 5 seconds. Hopefully everybody else is as well. And I'm going to unpause in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Unpause. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 1v1 Duclair. Uncle Sam, why don't you give us a little tour of the map, BioSparks?
Well, I'm sure everyone is familiar with the 2v2 Duclair, which is pretty similar to this map. I mean, 1v1 has the ends cut off, so as you can see, the base on the right-hand side doesn't have like 4 entrances to it as it does in its 2v2 counterpart, and the fuels have been moved slightly inward instead of right on the edge, which is pretty good in terms of balance, because you don't want to have the 2 high fuels miles away from each other, and then it pretty much makes it unharassable and boring. So all in all, it's mainly just the middle part is all the same as 2v2, and it's really just the ends really that are different, with a few sectors of territory being in different places, and that's about it. So this shouldn't really be strange to any of the players, including Sepha and Kot, since I'm sure they've played the 2v2 version of Duclair as well.
Maybe Budwise could give us a little tactical map as they're sending out their capping units. I think the way I sort of visualize it, it's the 2v2 Duclair, but with like sort of the southwestern third just chopped off. It's pretty much like the northeastern 2/3 of the map, and then there you have it. So the thing about this map, though, is there are a lot of +16s. You can see there's both a +16 fuel and ammo in each corner. So here we see from Kot, just a standard barrack start, and his rifles are following his engineers to the south, and they are both now capping both of those +16s.
Yeah, it looks like the way this game is looking to be shaped out at the moment in terms of the territory at the moment, it's going to be split straight down the middle, 50-50. So usually on some maps, you see like a sort of a box where the Wehrmacht takes like a sort of a square of the map, and then the American takes everything else around it, whereas at the moment it's pretty much just going to shape as a split straight down the middle, and that's about it. So obviously that doesn't really tend to go into the Wehrmacht's favor. They want to be compact, and they like to have the machine guns enclosed on all the flanking spots. So it's going to be interesting how to see that plays out.
Here comes our first engagement. Kot was trying to sit in the green cover by that hay bale, but the Schwimmwagen pushed his rifles right out of that cover, so they're sort of falling back. And this looks like a good engagement for Wehrmacht here. Another small engagement between Pios and engineers on the left by that high fuel.
Yeah, it definitely looks like this is going to be an easy win for Sepha, especially with the Schwimmwagen pushing ability. It's actually quite surprising that he actually chose the Schwimmwagen at all, to be honest, because a lot of people, even though it has more health and reversing ability, it costs a lot more, so it usually delays the machine gun. So, but I mean, if Sepha is confident with this sort of type of build, then props to him.
Still rifles and folks squaring off in the middle of the map. Sepha did a very nice soft retreat of his one surviving Pio by that high fuel, and he was able to preserve that squad out in the field, and the Schwimmwagen came to the rescue. That Pio is now repairing the Schwimmwagen. Rifles have been chased out of the center, and the Volks are now moving over to defend the center VP.
They're losing territory. Cowards attacking our forward base.
Yeah, as expected, it just seems like all the action is going to be straight in the middle. I mean, we have more rifles laying in wait to probably flank this machine gun that's going to be set up in the middle. And Duclair has a lot of flanking options. I mean, you can flank through the hedges, through the south houses. I mean, there's so many ways that the American player can come from. So Sepha is going to be using this Schwimmwagen with its huge line of sight radius to spot incoming flanks, and hopefully, in his case, pull them off.
It's interesting by this top VP that isn't there in the 2v2 version. You've got Flamers garrisoning a house that must just slightly be out of range of the other larger house where our rifles are battling some Volks Grenadiers.
Yeah, it would be especially dangerous if Sepha just jumps out that house and takes a quick flame burst on the wooden house, because obviously, as everyone knows, wooden houses do so much damage received against flames.
Kot just pulled off a great flank in the south. He had flamers and rifles coming up behind the MG, and Seph was wise to retreat quickly and save that MG squad. He's going to have to get those Volks out soon. There they go. And the Schwimm, too, will have to back away. More fighting up in the north. These guys are really playing the whole map. It's quite amazing. I can't barely keep up with it all.
Yeah, it seems like with all the high munitions and fuel points on the edges, it just seems like everyone wants to fight for their half. I mean, if we look at Kot's side of the map, he's been decapped from quite a bit of it, so he definitely wants to cap all of that straight back again. But with the amount of pressure he's putting on against Sepha at the moment, you know, he's got he's pulled off a successful flank. He's harassing all these Volks and Flame Pioneers off the field as well now. So. He can capitalize on this momentum and actually infiltrate his side as well.
Well, Kot was really sloppy there. It must be the sort of first game jitters. He lost a rifle squad, and then immediately after that he lost his flamer squad. So he's already lost 2 squads, and you know, at this level, you don't lose squads. I'd say he's a bit behind. Although his map control looks very good, he did win the skirmish in the end. Let's see if he can survive the manpower hit that he took, losing those squads.
Yeah, the problem is, though, is that Seph's fuel has been completely untouched, though. So even though the map is in Kot's favor, that high fuel has been just supplying Sepha all throughout this game. So, I mean, he's already in Tier 2, so whether he decides to go into Tier 3 of... actually, he is taking to Tier 3 as I say this, so... He's definitely going for that fast Puma action with, since pretty much that fuel has been uncontested all this time, so it just goes to show if you let the Wehrmacht player tech, then you can be in trouble if you're not prepared.
Well, I don't know, I mean, Kot has had his fair share of fuel. He's got 76 in the bank, he's just completing the supply yard. He could go straight to Tank Depot, we'll see shortly which way he goes. He's saving a bit of manpower, and let's see what he's going to put up next. Nope, it's going to be a motor pool. Seph's moving on the north side of the map. He's got Pio squad, an MG squad, Volk squad. Sort of giving up the south side and trying to reclaim the north. Got a bunch of mines going down for Kot in the middle of the map. Here come MP40s and an MG. MP40s are smart to redirect toward the rifles. That'll avoid some mines. Let's see what he can do with this MG. There's only one guy in that squad. It's a bit dangerous. Kot might be a little overextended. Let's see. Seph's MG is pointing backward. Very dangerous. Yeah, he could get flanked instantly, but Kot doesn't have any reinforcements coming. MP40s are chewing up these rifles. They're going to have to run away. And so, what an excellent move by Seph. Not only is he retaking the north, but he won the skirmish in the south as well. So, we might see a massive change in map control hands here.
I mean, the Tier 3 is just being finished, and I'm assuming a Puma's just about to be made, which I'm going to find out right now. Looks like he hasn't chosen one yet, but still, it was really risky that he used that one guy left in the MG crew to... I mean, he's even capping with it now, so that's some really ballsy play by Seph. So,
indeed.
Oh, and the Puma does get made.
And my M8 is out, and he's double upgrading this M8. And just a quick time sync, I'm at 8 minutes and 47, 48, 49, 50 seconds as the M8 rolls out of its base. And Seph is trying to cap up the map. He's got one Flamer Pio who, good, smart moves away against these 3 Flamer Engineers. And the M8, everybody's going to have to run from the north when the M8 shows its head. He's the big gun on the field at the moment.
Seph is actually going to be in a bit of trouble because he's finished that Puma, but he doesn't actually have enough munitions to upgun it to actually stand up against the M8, and he's only got a 10 munition income with 55 munitions. So either that, or he's going to call in the stormtroopers because he just went blitz. He's about 50 manpower off as well, so he might upgrade to Panzerschreck as well. I don't know. Either way, like they're going to it's quite hard to hold off one M8 with only like a soft counter.
Yeah, and I don't think he has any mines around the field either, so this M8 is really going to be tough. That's still just one guy in that MG squad, and he's packing up. He might get killed on retreat. No, incredible timing and awareness by Seph. Pulls away just in time. New MG coming out, but he might be going a little too far. These rifles have caught him, and they get bars, and the MG retreats. Seph knew he made a mistake there. Storms are coming onto the field. Do they have the money to upgrade a Shrek?
He is 3 munitions off, so I'm guessing he's just waiting for those munitions to just tick up to 75, and he has started researching the Panzer Shrek and going into stealth, so he's going to have to wait for the research to finish, and he's going to have to pull off something, because, you know, one Panzer Shrek is like, oh, okay, this guy has a Panzer Shrek, I'll just back off, you know? So, still, he's going to need something to counter that.
Yeah, Seph's starting to really look like he's in a spot of trouble. The map is mostly blue for my side. I'm following Cot, and I've got Seb with a noose around his neck here. Let's see if he can break out somewhere. It looks like he's trying to move south. Cot's got stickies now. The storms are all cloaked up. They don't want to uncloak yet. They see the butt of that M8 though, and they look like they got a nice juicy shot on it. Here they go. Here comes their first shot right into the ground. That's frustrating. And the M8 annihilates the Flamer Pile Squad. Sees the storms, backs away, hasn't even taken a scratch yet. Storms are sort of like half cloak walking slowly towards the M8 through bar fire. They're not so happy.
I think he's trying to get the recloak off.
Well, there's still one guy that's uncloaked. And there goes another shot. That's a direct hit in the nose, but it only does about 30% damage, and the M8 backs away. He's got engineers right there to repair it. And I can hear the Wehrmacht forces screaming across the battlefield. I love the sounds in this game. Puma's here, too, for support. Seph has managed to cap the top high ammo, which is nice. He's desperate for some ammo and some map control.
Yeah, it does seem like Seph is in a bit of trouble. I mean, that's the problem when you get cut off from munitions as well, because everyone knows that the Axis factions in particular, the Panzerli and the Wehrmacht, are so munitions hungry that they cannot do anything without it. So they need their mines, their Panzer Shreks, Panzerfaust. It's just, everything is so expensive as well, so you have to make sure that you have to use them wisely. And at the moment, you know, one Panzer Shrek isn't going to be doing too much against M8, so he can't even outgun his Pumas either, so which is even more trouble. I mean, maybe he should have got a Stug to deal with it, but he decided to get another Puma, so I'm not too sure about that decision.
Well, Cot's creeping a 57 anti-tank gun up from his base, so let's see if he can get a couple rounds off on these Pumas. Oh, Flamers burning Volks! That squad, they escaped barely close to losing their lives there by the South VP. In the north, we have a little Puma M8 battle, and this Puma has got a damaged engine, and he's very low on health, and it looks like the M8 will be able to finish him off. Meanwhile, in the south, the Puma's taking 57 fire. He needs to back out. The Schwim is lucky, just barely avoids a 57. Back in the north, Puma down to about 5% health. M8 trying to get in there for the kill. Out of control, Puma in the north. And a stripe of vet on that M8 Greyhound.
Looks like this Puma might get shot by this AT gun. One shot and it's pretty much dead. Oh, and it just misses.
And as that happened, rifles were annihilated. They tried to get a sticky off, and the animation started on one guy, and then he died, and then it started on the next guy, and then he tried to retreat, and then they killed him. So that's another lost rifle squad from Cot. And here we have a stew coming onto the field from Sepha.
Stews are absolutely deadly this patch. They completely annihilate infantry. They can, if you're unlucky, they can one-shot all the crew members of the AT gun, or at least two of them, which pretty much makes the third guy suicide, because It just seems like weapon crews are emo in this game for some apparent reason.
So now it looks like the game has stabilized a bit. They're sort of all quiet on the Western Front. We're at 14 minutes and 49, 50, 51, 52, 53 seconds. Cloaky storms are creeping through that central ammo area. They see the M8. Let's see, are they going to take a pot shot at him here? They've got a nice shot. Well, they're in great position here. Seph's getting greedy. He wants to get a rear armor shot. Gets one nice side shot in from the Shrek, but that M8 will be able to scoot out of there, I think. Stu not doing too much damage. Skirmish up at the top, and bars are going to beat MP44s up there, so they'll be able to decap that high ammo.
The good thing that the Stu is doing is that it prevents the Allied advance. So as long as it's not in range of an AT gun, so that the stormtroopers can ambush it, the Stu pretty much just makes a stopgap between Cot advancing any further into his territory. Because, you know, I've seen Stu shots like annihilate almost entire rifle squads in one shot, like 4 members just completely dead from one lucky shot. So it's a very dangerous machine to be going head to head against.
Yep, looks like Sepha's got a strong point in the middle. He's putting up a bunker there, and he plans to at least hold that ammo. I'd imagine soon he will move on the VP. That's one thing that you're not really accustomed to. The VPs, they're all 3 of them in different locations, so that takes a little bit getting used to. Here comes a bundled nade on some rifles by the center VP. Oh no! Oh no! The Shrek was dropped, but then collected by the rifles. They got it. That one guy, although we don't see it in his hand. His squad is the proud owner of a magic mystery Panzer Shrek. When he reinforces, those guys are going to have a Shrek, and that is a huge swing in the game.
I can't really explain how much a Panzer Shrek in rifle hands just changes the whole game. Like, I've seen replays of Axis players just completely dominating the game. You know, they have Tigers out or whatever, and then suddenly they drop a Shrek.
And look at this.
The
Sorry to interrupt you, but Sepha knows it. Look at this, and he kills both squads! That Panzer Shrek will never return to the field by a brilliant aggressive move by Sepha, sending his Puma straight in before Cot could reinforce. He annihilates. He didn't even know which squad it was, so he killed them both. Okay, the Puma's down, but that was worth it. What a nice tactical move by Sepha.
It was definitely worth it. Yeah, I mean, that was the best trade-off. I mean, you can pretty much lose a game if you have a Panzer Shrek in the hands of the Allied rifles, so just trading off that Puma is like, okay, either sacrifice this Puma now, or possibly sacrifice it in exchange for killing off the rifles. And it annihilates the whole squad as well, which is also a bonus, so it definitely needed to be done.
I mean, Cot, you know, he started with the standard 4 rifles, and he's lost 3 of them already. He's only got 1 rifle squad left, and they don't have any vet, and it's, you know, we're already 17, 18 minutes into the game. We now have Rangers hitting the field for the Allies, and we have a Nebelwerfer hitting the field for the Axis, and it's almost like a reset here. You know, Cot had a large advantage, but I think that advantage is lost. He does still have a 500 to 285 VP lead, so he does have that working for him. But as we know, as long as the Axis have any VP left at all, they are dangerous in the late game.
Yeah, I do feel that Cot failed to capitalize. I mean, he had a huge portion of the map. He had all the +16s on the map as well at some point, so I do feel like he failed to capitalize, and maybe he didn't realize how far ahead he was, but just losing those rifles is so bad. Like, it's so, what's the word I'm looking for? It just completely screws up your entire late game, because rifles do not scale well with vet, and they need to keep their veterancy to stay in the late game, and without that, he's now in a real big heap of trouble.
Big engagement in the middle. The Stu has gotten one of those Ranger squads down to 3 guys. They're upgraded with SMG. Here comes in the Puma with a flank, though, but he's taking 57 shots. The other Ranger squad, they drop a Zook, they pick it back up. Puma backs out. The Schwim is still there. Nebel's firing. Let's see. These guys look like they're going to sort of try to save everything here. Oh, man. Here comes the M8 from the north. He's double vet with a lot of help. And beautiful Nebel shot, although nice soft retreat by Cot to back away from the burning ground, the scorched earth of the axe. Here comes the M8. Let's see what he'll target. He's taking shots from the Stu, who has almost no health. He might be able to get that Stu, but he's working on the Nebel instead. Now he sees the student. He's moving in. Let's see what's going to happen. Here come the Stormtroopers back onto the field. They've got a Shrek. They fire into the ground, and out of control, the bazookas from the Ranger squad are able to take out that Stu. Let's see if the M8 can get out. Another Stu on the field. M8 takes one in the butt. He's down to very low health. Repair squad from the bunker trying to heal that Puma, but they can't do the job. The Puma is down. The Stormtroopers have to retreat, and SMG-equipped Rangers annihilate every Pio in the middle. So caught back up in the lead. An excellent transition for him in that sequence.
Oh, and this MG's going to go down as well if you're not careful. Oh, the MG's bugged. I think it looks like it's been bugged.
He does. He's running the wrong way. Where is he going? He might be out of Sepha's control. He's afraid. The war has sent... Yep, he's bugged. Seph says it. The war scared the hell out of him. Maybe he's just running aimlessly towards the Allies. Oh, he thinks he wants to set up by the center VP backwards. I don't know what he's doing.
We're losing territory.
He's going to retreat. Maybe Seph regain control. Down in the south, MP40s are chased off. Yeah, but, you know, he might be able to go to the hospital and have a nice Lumenmädchen, little candy striped nurse him up and send him back onto the battlefield. Wild Zuka shots flying across the field. Yeah, Seph's hanging on. The Rangers are putting on a hell of a lot of pressure. He did manage to get his storms to recloak. Big Stu rounds are coming in. Pios are repairing the repair bunker as it is getting shot by those two guys in the 57. And here come the cloaked storms throwing a bundled nade at the Ranger squad. Let's see if he sees it. He doesn't see it. Big hit. 5 Rangers die. Can he annihilate that last one? No, he gets away. Second stripe event for the SMG upgraded Rangers, and they are becoming a very strong squad. Another M8 hits the... No, it's the same one. It's got double vet. 15 infantry kills. 1 light vehicle. He's going to try to kite the Stu, and he did a great deal of damage there. He lays a mine. Backs away. The Stu avoids it.
Capturing a sector.
And Sepha is almost run off the field here. His Schwimmwagen is trying to defend the North VP against some engineers. But Kott's position in the center is very strong. He's captured one of the Wehrmacht MG42s.
The Puma ran over the
Puma runs right into the mine. Yep, main gun destroyed. Seph's desperately trying to repair it. Out of control Puma. That Puma did not live long. He basically came out of the Sturm Armory, drove to a mine, and died.
Such a sad life for a Puma, but then again, after the last patch, after being vet 3 and overpowered, he gets what he deserves.
They've lost the Puma.
Elite Greyhound, folks. 17 infantry kills, 2 light vehicles, triple vet M8 on the field. What a nice unit. Hero of the game so far.
Looks like Seph is making a stug now, so it seems like he's not going to be making any more Pumas since after they've all been pretty much completely destroyed, and against 2 AT guns, Pumas pretty much die instantly anyway, so you know, he's in a lot of trouble.
Rangers are taking shots at the Schwimm. This will be a fun fight. SMGs versus MP44s in the north. And a little bit of Schwimm pushing thrown in. I'm fascinated by this fight in the north. Let's see. Down to 4-on-4. Schwimm's got a damaged engine. And the rifles bug out. That's pretty important because that'll allow Seph to keep that little piece of map he has and that 1 VP. Meanwhile, in the south, the Stu is trying to prevent rifles from capping Seph fully off the map. Takes a big 57 shot in the face. He's down to almost no health, and he desperately needs repairs. That M8 and those 257s are going to be a tough nut to crack. You know, I bet Sepha really wish he could recrew that Nebel. It's sitting by his strat point, but that is alloyed territory. The Rangers might even try to steal it here. Let's see. No, they're gonna cap that strat point and take even more line of sight away from Sepha.
It seems Sepha might be able to hold out for a Tiger. He's 1 CP off, and if he saves up a bit of manpower, he can get it, but the problem is, can he survive that long, is the question. Oh, and he's actually going to steal this Nebel as well, but the Stormtroopers might actually end up bundle-nading it, or destroying it with the Panzerschreck. We'll have to see.
There goes the bundled on the Rangers. They're double vet. Oh, the Shrek did the trick on the Nebel, that's for sure. Those Rangers are tough mofos, though. They escaped that bundled very safely. And they sort of fire up, and they're going to retreat. Kott's got a triage center up now, so he's gonna heal up that double vet squad. That's a nice squad.
Ooh, more Nebels firing. It looks like they're aimed at the AT gun wall. Yeah, AT gun walls are very hard to crack unless you have a sniper or Nebel workers, but one Nebel worker won't do too much to it, especially if you know, the AT guns move out the way with good micro. But it does look like this momentum shift that Kott's been under is just completely going over Sepha. He's just dominating him throughout the mid to late game.
Yeah, look at these engineers sitting behind a tank trap, raising that VP right in the face of Stugfire. Oh, they've thought against it. Maybe it wasn't the wisest idea, but Kott has a huge VP lead. Seph is now down into the double digits. He's 88 and ticking quickly. And let me do another time sync. I'm at 26, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, but it looks like it's going to be lights out very soon for Sepha.
Yeah, the main problem now he's actually facing is he's almost pop-capped as well, so if he loses any territory he won't be able to reinforce his Stormtroopers because they actually require, I think it's 2 pop-cap per soldier, so that's going to be even more trouble, and obviously that negates a Tiger coming out as well.
4 Zukas just missed that Schwimmwagen. That thing's got a rabbit's foot. Nothing can seem to hit it. Oh, I spoke too soon. They got it. This is a nasty fight. Wow, MP44 is in the house at close range. They're doing great.
Yeah, the trouble with Thompsons is that they have do really little damage to buildings, whereas if they had their Grands that they start off with, they actually be probably doing a decent job against the MP40 squad inside.
Kott has now unlocked off-map combat, but he doesn't have any manpower to spend it. He doesn't really need it at the moment. He's got a massive army, and now he's got a tank depot and an M10 just hit the field.
Got a machine gun versus machine gun fight in the middle.
Looks like the American MG is going to win this little MG on MG fight. Unless something changes the stakes. Here comes a nice Nebel shot, pinning some advancing engineers, and let's see if it'll hit that MG squad. It's 1-on-1 now, MG on MG. I think this is the last exciting little battle here, but here comes the Allied armor. 2 M10s racing forward. And the stew is no counter for those bad boys. Wehrmacht did win the MG war, though, so there's one saving grace. He's gonna... Stu is down. This M8 still doing work. 22 infantry kills on that M8. What a hero Greyhound. Sepha showing some fighting spirit. He managed to cap the center VP, but I think that's all he's going to be able to get, as he's only got 12 VIPs left, and these M10s are going to surround this Stu. Oh my goodness, the Pyos get gibbed. 24 for that M8.
Whoa, did I just
and
see
they
a
are
shot
triple teaming. Yeah, some crazy graphics going on as this... Whoa, all these shots are just doing crazy stuff. It's fireworks on the field as that Stug goes down. Sepha might just white that top VP. Let's see, 4-3. Yes, indeed, MP44s have whited it. Storms are trying to kill that M10. They almost got it, but all those Rangers saved the life of the M10. The M8 fights the Volks off the North VP. Engineers are going to cap it. Rangers capping in the middle. Oh, they decide not to. Wow, they must like this. Tiger on the field. A day late and $1 short. He wants to kill that triple vet M8. What a big shot. He might just get it. I don't know if the VP is going to tick off first or that M8's going to die. The Tiger wants to kill that M8. I want him to kill that M8, but now he's surrounded by Rangers in an M10. And that should do it. Tick-tock. Game is over. Run the video, Budwise. GG. All right, congratulations to Cott. He's up 1-0. We're going to throw some music at you. I'm going to check the chat, see if we can do anything for you guys about. I know a lot of you are complaining about lag, so we're going to see if we can do anything about that. And we'll be right back with Game 2 on Declare. The sides will be reversed, and Yoink will be on the scene. And Bio will be back for Game 3. So we'll see you all in a few short minutes. We'll be right back.